definitely fell in love with this one lens that I've rented this week, the Zeiss 85mm 1.8 Batis lens. Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Ill Will in the place. Just got finished coaching my U03 to 05 Aiken FC soccer team. These guys have been working hard all day, but I had to go ahead and get this lens review in for lensrentals.com. Once again, I'm not sponsored by them. They didn't send me anything free, so this is just a quick review over basically a lens that I rented. I had a dope photo shoot this weekend with DJ Dollar Menu, up and coming rapper here in Aiken. He's actually out of Charleston, South Carolina, but he's from the Augusta Aiken area, so he let me do some photo shoot. Shouts out to my boys AD Visual and my boy Adrian the CSRA Drones, and also check my Instagram. Make sure you add those boys. I'll leave the link in the description. I definitely love this lens. The way it blows out the backgrounds, it allows basically your subject to just be the forefront of the image and be the focus. The images are crisp. I think the one con that I have about this lens is when you're pairing it with the Sony a7 II or a7 IIs, it just takes a long time for the focus. The focus is just, I have to press it like 2 or 3 times sometimes, and it kind of had a little bit of a lag in just focusing. That's pretty much the only con I have about it though. I'm just getting into prime lenses again. I like zoom lenses because of the versatility, but having this lens as a prime lens was amazing. I've seen a lot of things on YouTube where people just are wondering if Zeiss lenses are even relevant anymore, and I think this one is. I would much rather have the Sony 85mm just because it's just something about that lens that seems to work better with the a7 II. I don't really have any problems with just as far as focusing. And that's really the only con I have about this lens. The price is not ridiculous. There's definitely a probably a less expensive lens out there that's for 85mm, but as far as autofocusing and just up-to-date lenses, recent lenses that have come out and dropped, this is definitely a good one. Before I go any further, I want to shout out to my boys mylensrental.com. Even though they're not sponsoring my ad, I would like to share something with my followers who might just be using lenses or just want to rent equipment. Stay tuned to my next review. I will actually be putting a Lens Rentals code in there for you to use on your rental, your next rental. It's going to be probably about like 15 to 25% off, so stay tuned for that. So this is the Zeiss 85mm 1.8. A little bit about it is this one that I have is specifically for the E-mount. It's a full frame lens. It has an aperture range of 1.8 to 22. Image stabilization is inside this lens, so that also helps with the in-camera stabilization. That's with Sony a7s. An enhanced Zeiss anti-reflective coating has also been applied to reduce the ghosting in the lens flare for like improved contrast and color fidelity and working in difficult lighting conditions. I use this lens pretty much during a night concert and also in just broad daylight in a laundromat while we're doing like a few of the scenes, and you could definitely see the high performance of the lens while working in both environments, both high light and low light. This lens is actually meant for full frame lenses, but it can also be used with APC lenses, so that just adds to the versatility of the lens. And once again, it is a 1.8, so the depth of field is amazing. I mean, some of the pictures that I take, let's just take a look at the pictures. I mean, they just basically speak for themselves. The sharpness of the image and just the way it just outlines the person in the foreground of the picture, or wherever you're focusing at. Whatever is not in focus gets blurred out so beautifully, and that's one thing I love about this lens. It may take a couple clicks on the focus to actually get it to where you want it, but once you get it there, man, I mean, it's like picture perfect. You don't have to even worry about it, and it makes editing in Lightroom and Photoshop a breeze because you have less work to do. And I don't know about you, but I'm definitely a fan of doing less work. And so I'm a budget photographer. Of course, you know, I do not like spending a lot of money on lenses. It's a necessary evil. I'm not cheap on my lenses, but as far as an expensive lens, this is one I would actually want to buy for my bag, just because I mean, I think the highest price I've seen these on eBay and on B&H was for like $1,200, but you can get a nice used one for around $7 or $8. Sometimes you can catch a deal even $6. So with that being said, it's definitely a lens that you probably need in your bag. As far as prime lenses, because it's good for portraits, it's good for weddings, it's good for sports. And like I said, I used it in a lot of action photography. You know, people were moving on the stage. It was dark. The only light I had was basically the RGB lights coming from the mood lighting in the venue, but the lens actually performed the way it was supposed to perform. It's just my personal experience that I think after using the Sony 85mm, I think I would go with that one before I would get this one. I tried this one just to see basically if it was going to work or not, and for my workflow. It works for the workflow, but I know I can do better with just the Sony 85mm. If you like the review, go ahead, like, share, subscribe. There's gonna be more videos about this, about camera equipment, and I'm doing a lot of work with mylensrentals.com right now, so I'm trying to get these discount codes. So please share, subscribe, tell a friend, subscribe, help me build the channel so I can get these reviews to you more often and not just once a month. But as always, to my few followers and subscribers that I got right now, I appreciate y'all's support and for subscribing to my channel. Make sure, if it's your first time, please try to like and share, subscribe. You can add me on Instagram at illwillmedia706. Link is always in the description. If you send me a comment or send me a like or a DM, I'll always respond, and I'll definitely give you a shout out on the next video. So that's what I'm gonna start doing. If you leave a comment with a question, I'll go ahead and answer it in the next video. And also, if you do that, I'll also send you a quick mylensrentals.com discount code. So make sure you do that. And until next time, it's your boy Ill Will. I'm in the house. Yeah.